Hello, my name is Kim Poe. I am the Children and Young Adult Consultant with the Connecticut State Library, and I'm here to talk about a few changes to the summer reading report for the summer of 2025. This is the Children NYA LibGuides page. If anyone is uncertain of how to get to this page, any email that I have ever sent has a direct link to this LibGuides page in the email signature. So I invite anyone who is uncertain of how to get to this page to do that. Here on the homepage, you are welcome to scroll through these post-its to the summer reading post-it image here. And it's going to take you to the Summer with the Library LibGuides page. Over on the side, you'll see the term reports. And this has updated report information for how we will collect data from the summer of 2025. We've started by adding some information about why summer reading data is collected and what happens with it. This video that is currently being recorded will live on this page for anyone who wants to refer back to it at any point. All summer reading reports are due the first Friday in October, so this one is going to be due October 3rd. The reason there is a deadline for these reports is because all of the individual reports that are submitted to me then have to be collated into one report for IMLS, the Institute of Museum and Library Services. So the first thing that I would like to do is scroll down here to a couple of important links. So the first link that we're going to look to is where this report is actually going to be submitted. There have been struggles in the past with the Excel spreadsheet and to kind of respond and make things a little bit simpler. For the most part, the Excel spreadsheet has been sunsetted with the exception of the patron survey report for those who find value in collecting that information. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. So you would click here, Summer 2025 Summer Reading Report. It's going to take you to a form. The first page of the form, again, has information about what is done with the report, how it is submitted to IMLS, and other information that folks might find of value with regards to why summer reading data is collected, what's done with it, how it could possibly be a benefit to individual libraries as well as the state library. At another point, you'll find a hyperlink here to an FAQs page and to the summer reading patron survey portion. So just by clicking begin here, it's going to take you to the report. And we ask for the same basic information that has been asked for a multitude of years: the name of the library, first and last name, email address, and phone number. You'll note that the name of the library is a drop down, so please scroll until you find the name of your library. They are organized by town to make things simpler later down the road. These questions will be recognizable to anyone who's filled out a report for us in the last 4 or 5 years. The information is the same. The following 4 questions are being asked for in reference to ages 0 to 5. Did you run a summer reading program, tracking books, pages, minutes, bingo boards, one big board, something that is reading and the tracking of information? That is a simple yes or no for the ages of 0 to 5. How many 0 to 5-year-olds participated? Please note that this box only accepts numbers. No typing for explanation, just numbers. How many total programs and activities did you run over the summer for ages 0 to 5? So did you bring in the science tellers? Did you bring in Animal Embassy, Horizon Wings? How many programs and activities were run during the what each library has designated as their summer program months? Some libraries run summer programming from June 1st to August 30th. Others select 6 weeks out of the summer months, 8 weeks. Every library does it differently, so we can't provide any clarity on a time frame that we are looking for, because all 190 libraries run 190 different summer reading programs with different parameters. So report this as it exists true to your town and your library. And then how many people attended those programs. And again, the only thing that can be typed here are numbers, not words. So we have these same following questions repeated for different age groups: ages 6 to 11, ages 12 to 18, ages 19 plus, and family. The reason these ages exist as they do is because this is how IMLS breaks down their age groups. So we are in compliance with the way IMLS tracks their ages for programming. If someone ran a program for children ages 6 to 18, perhaps you didn't break out those teenage years, just pick a spot to report them. The important thing is that numbers aren't duplicated. If you ran a program for children ages 4 to 8, you can report those program numbers in 0 to 5 or 6 to 11. Again, the important thing to remember: do not duplicate the data to the best of your ability that you are submitting. We do have this family programs portion down here, which again was in response to some suggestions that were submitted by librarians. There are some libraries that do not age their summer reading programs at all. Everything is family programming. So in that case, submit all of that information here. For the other age groups, just select no and type 0. That is an indicator that we will be looking at this family portion. Our next section is on the resources that are provided by the State Library. Did the library use Read Squared? A simple yes or no. If another digital program was used, which one was it? Was it Beanstack? Was it Google Forms? Words, as you see, can be typed into this section. Did you use the iRead manual for graphics, program ideas, language certificates, any of the sort? This is yes or no. And did you use the Governor Summer Reading Challenge? The Governor Summer Reading Challenge list is not a program from the Connecticut State Library. It is a program from the Connecticut State Department of Education. But we are still interested to see if that list was used. Basically, did you have it? Did you share it with families? Did you pull books from the list out and display them in a separate location? That's what we mean when we say, did you use? The new section here is this impact. One of the new sections is this impact and connection section. We are interested in self-reported impact and outcome information from libraries. So what were the desired outcomes for your library's summer reading program? In other words, what impacts did you want your library's summer program to have this year? And we provided a space for that information to be shared. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being none, 5 being satisfactory, and 10 being exceeded expectations, how would you rate the degree to which your hope for outcomes for summer 2025 were clearly achieved? This is all self-reported. No one is going to follow up to double check the information that was shared here. Nobody knows better the intended outcomes of a program than the person who organized it. So we're asking you to tell us, what are you most proud of about your library summer program this year? How did you connect with partners or your community this summer? What methods did you use to determine impact and success? Did you learn anything expected? This could be anything. Perhaps you collected separate data outside of what we are asking for. In one of the summer enrichment grants, a library determined success by how many children repeatedly came to a multi-week program. They ran a Choose Your Own Adventure book club event and reported that all but, I believe, 2 children came to multiple book club events throughout the summer. That can be an indicator. It could be vibes. It could be conversations that were had with children or parents and caregivers. We understand that impact and outcomes can be difficult to quantify into numbers. So no numbers. Give us your words and share with us. Based on this year's outcomes, how are you hoping to change your summer programming next year? So we've got a space for information there. And then if you completed the summer patron report, it can be uploaded here. Now that is still in an Excel document because right now it is the only way in which we can find to collect that information. So that document in its original Excel format can be uploaded to this spot. Notice there is not a required word here, so upload it or don't. And then we have a share with us section. None of these are required. You'll notice the red required is not next to them. So we allow you to share your favorite story about the impact your summer program had on your community. I would say story or quote. This is where that summer patron survey, you can pull direct quotes from that if you have chosen to do it, and you can put that information here. And then we provided 3 different spots where a photo can be shared from your summer programming. The last section of this report in the last new section is titled Next Year. So we ask, what programs, services, or information can CSL, the Connecticut State Library, offer that we don't already, so something new that does not exist at the moment, to build your library's capacity to better serve your community? What current programs, services, or information can the Connecticut State Library CSL expand upon? So something that we are already doing, but we can expand to build your library's capacity to better serve your community. As librarians within their library are there to serve and support the patrons of their community, we are here to serve and support the librarians of the state of Connecticut. This data here into next year, as well as the data in the impact and connection section, will allow us at DLD to come up with better ways that we can provide services to increase the impact that public libraries have on their patrons. So that is what all of this information is here for. Let's go back and take a look at the summer patron report. So here we are back on the Summer with the Library LibGuides page, and you'll note we have an Excel document here, summer reading reports, summer reading patron survey report, and summer reading patron survey. Let's start here with this Word document. So there is a little bit of information here at the beginning on how to use this survey. Basically, I would read through this, but what we're saying is begin sharing this information around the middle of a summer reading program. So folks have had a chance to engage with the way that the library is running summer. These are basic IMLS questions. Which age group are you in? And we're asking that the actual children or adults fill out this information themselves, followed by I felt welcome to the library. I enjoyed taking part in library activities. I learned something. I got help. I plan to take part again. Was this your first time? And what, if anything, did you like most? Is there anything you would like to tell us? And it's down here that some of those quotes can be pulled to be submitted to the overall summer survey. Folks have utilized the survey in a multitude of ways with talkback boards. It's been added to newsletters, posted on social media pages. We've had some folks add smiley faces to frowny faces for the youngest children to understand exactly what they mean to the best of their ability. None of this information is perfect. There is no perfection in data like this that is people-based, but the information that is submitted can provide not only a direction for libraries to turn to when planning summer programming, but this information can be shared with decision makers and stakeholders in communities to tell the story of the positive impact of summer reading when that information is needed. We've got spaces for logos to be added. Libraries are welcome to add different questions if there's different information that they would like to collect to share with their stakeholders. But this is information that is pretty universal to what it is that we are collecting. So once these have been filled out and collected by someone in the library, that's when folks can use this Excel document, which I already have open here. It's going to open actually to the second page. The first page is the CSL report. The second page is where the responses go. So note this message up here at the top. Enter data from the summer reading patron survey into the chart below. The first tab will auto-populate. The data below is an example and can be deleted. If you try to type a message or words somewhere else, please don't. It's not going to help populate any of the information on the front. So note here right now, it says we've got 2 surveys that were collected from 6 to 11-year-olds. We've got 2 surveys that have been entered from 6 to 11-year-olds. If I add a third report, oops, there we go, from 6 to 11-year-olds, we've got a 6-year-old who feels pretty happy about their overall experience. But it's not their first time participating in summer reading. This is a repeat customer. You can now go back to the front and see that there are 3 surveys that have been entered. Typing anywhere here will do nothing because all of this is locked. The information here that can be entered from surveys is a great job for volunteers. It's a great job for library pages once they are, done with their activities for the day. If there's something else, if they still have time and need something else to be done. And this information will all auto-populate. And as we noted in the report, let's go back in there. There is a space where that document can be uploaded. What could you possibly do with that information once you have it? Well, every year we create fact flyer templates, every year since 2021 at least. These are templates that have been created in Canva. A person can then go in and edit that template themselves. I'm just going to allow this to fully load. And note there are spaces for images. All of this can be deleted. Template by design or template by definition, I think, means that this information isn't put together to help someone get started, but please just delete it and change it and add to it and make it your own. We're just providing something to help folks get started. That is all. From those patron surveys, we have built in spaces where quotes can go from your library patrons, spaces where images can go from your library programming, spaces where some of that data can go. I always turn my information into percentages because I feel like it paints a more accurate picture than the number 17, for example, particularly when we're talking about teen and adult programming, which is going to draw crowds in different sizes than a story time, for example. But the percentage with regards to the impact matters and paints a clearer picture. So this information, the information that's collected from those patron surveys, or any of the information, quite frankly, that data that's collected for summer reading, whether it's been requested by us at the state library or whether it's information that the individual public library would like to collect for themselves, we have crafted something. This is from 2024. There will be a new one for 2025. We've crafted a document that we invite folks to change and adjust to tell the story of their library summer reading program and its impact. And if anyone's interested in what this information looks like from a statewide perspective, all of the data that's collected from the individual libraries is turned into one giant infographic that can be shared on a statewide level with decision makers and folks higher up the ladder than me. And we collect data from, we've got a few questions that are asked in the annual report now. So we collect that information as well as the information that is submitted through the summer reading report. that is where all of this data comes from. That is where these quotes come from. And this information has, in fact, been shared more than once with people on a state level here in Connecticut. And with regards to, and if anyone is interested in what these numbers have looked like in past years, you can find them here. And you're able to see sort of how the trajectory of summer information is changing or growing throughout the last few years of summer. That is it with regards to the changes made to the 2025 summer reading report. Of course, there is a multitude of additional resources that are here. If anyone missed the 2025 Summer Reading Symposium, the presentations that were given by speakers are here, as well as program swap information and some programs that were pulled from the iRead Summer Reading Manual that were also a part of our day, information on building accessible summer reading programs, and a multitude of other helpful little bits. We do have a section here for frequently asked questions. Any question that you might have, this looks like a short list, but it may in fact answer that question. But if someone finds that their question is not answered somewhere on this LibGuides page, you are welcome to contact me via email, or you can set up a meeting with me through my bookings link. It'll automatically generate a Teams link for our meeting. If you are uncertain where to do that, we're going back to every email that I've sent, at least for the last year. There's a space here that says book time with Kimberly Poe. That's me. Clicking on that will take you to an Outlook bookings page. Anyone who does not already utilize this is welcome to continue as guest, and then you'll see what times I have available during the workday to book a meeting. I hope this has been helpful. I hope questions have been answered. I hope there's a little bit more insight into why we collect the information we collect and what we do with it. The summer reading report has never been a required report. Every library has been able to decide if they want to submit that report or if they don't. So we hope to hear from folks. If you have information that you would like to share with us, I'd be happy to help anyone build out any infographics or data sets if they think that that would help tell the story of the summer reading program at their library. Just contact me in one of the ways in which you can. I hope everyone has a really good rest of their day and a really great summer of 2025.